me ask you. You're a mild-mannered guy, so I'll say this. Where the hell is AOC, Jamal Bowman, elected progressives? I mean, AOC went to Buffalo. She was on the ground there with the workers trying to unionize. Credit to them. They were just successful, forming the first ever Starbucks union in America. AOC was there for that. I mean, I'm not putting it all on her, but Jesus Christ, she's got however many millions of Twitter followers. Jamal Bowman's a congressman here. Chuck Schumer's pretending to be progressive these days. Have they been? I mean, I was supposed to cover a protest once where they were supposed to be here. They canceled last minute. I think it would help your efforts greatly if you could get politicians with massive platforms on TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff. I'm not really down with the pop culture, but they seem silent. And it also seems to, if they would speak up, more of a microscope would be put on what Amazon. For God's sakes, they arrested one of your workers who was organizing. They're not following COVID protocols. Why do you think that is, that they're pretty much, I mean, I don't even see tweets from them about this.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, me and Chris, we actually met AOC in D.C., and she told us, you know, that she supports us 100% after we told her, you know, our story about how we've been organizing, trying to form a union. And she said that she would come out here, and last minute just backed out. It's been silent ever since. So I don't know what it's about, but, you know, just her name alone rings bells. You know, I've spoken to so many workers inside who know absolutely nothing about politics. But when I mention AOC's name, they know AOC. So that alone could change, you know, that could literally alter the perspective of AOU, and it could really help us out. It's just sad to see that, you know, they choose not to, because it's not like they're not aware. They're fully aware of what's going on. Like, the politicians are aware. You know, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we're in the district. So why are they not here? You know, it's just sad and unfortunate. But at the end of the day, you know, we can't waste our time worrying about why they're not here. We just got to continue to do what we got to do. Honestly, I feel like once we actually file, once we actually get an actual vote, I think that's when they'll come. I think they'll try to ride the bandwagon and come when we do all the hard work, but instead of supporting us in the beginning, which they should have.
Well, that's the problem. It's a David versus 10 Goliaths just to get the union vote, to get that go-ahead that you could hold an election. So you need people that can amplify your campaign during the campaign, not after. I mean, people will say, well, Jordan, technically she doesn't represent Staten Island. So what? This is New York. This is New York City. Like, this is one of the biggest warehouses in the country. It's the size of 15 football fields. So she don't need to represent this specific district. She represents New York. And most importantly, credit to her, I mean, she fought against Amazon getting tax breaks to move to New York. So she fought for that, but for some reason, you know, kind of MIA with your campaign. And I can tell you, I mean, I've seen it. The Starbucks workers, I mean, not that their task was easy, but they were just doing 3 stores. And those 3 stores did not have 7,000 workers. So, you know, it was a little different of a task to try and successfully unionize 3 stores in Buffalo. Credit to them. It was not easy what they did at all. But this is a different task. Real quick, you know, on the broader scale, you see all these strikes, you know, John Deere in Iowa and Illinois, the Nabisco strike, Frito-Lay, the Alabama coal miners, the hospital workers in Massachusetts have been on strike for 8 months at St. Vincent Hospital. I can't keep up. There's a different strike going on all the time. But I think people kind of maybe take for granted the reason a lot of those strikes were successful is they had a union. They were a unionized workforce, which gave them the foundation to strike, you know, strike pay, some form of health care they could get from their union. So tell the audience, why is it so important to have a union as Amazon workers? You know, because it's obviously different than the strikes that are going on.
Yeah, you know, all the companies you name, you know, there's a lot of workers, but compared to Amazon, it's nearly not enough. So you can possibly have 7,000 workers striking. That could change history, and you know, that can grow. You know, that can have multiple buildings striking as well. So thousands and thousands and thousands of workers striking. That could really change the culture for essential workers. You know, like not just Amazon workers will be influenced by this, but just all essential workers in general, because Amazon is such a large company, so much scrutiny around Amazon, and people are seems like everyone's just waiting for Amazon to take a big fall for them to finally step up and speak out. So us, I guess we're the guys that got to set the tone, and I know we're going to do it. So we got to just continue.
I lied. One more question. I know I keep you too long. I keep you. Straight up, should Jeff Bezos, the CEO, executives at that level, should they be criminally investigated for what happened in Illinois? I mean, 6 people died. Should Bezos, he went, he had another space mission the next day, literally sent Michael Strahan and others to space after 6 workers died. But should there be criminal, because right now OSHA is investigating, but that's not necessarily criminal. Should there be a criminal investigation into what Amazon knew, whether warnings were ignored, and what was the dynamic? Did they require workers to stay?
Yeah, absolutely. Because if you think about it, if it was a mom and pop store who went through that same situation, they would be investigated as well. So I don't feel like anyone should not be held accountable because of their name and their power. Everyone should be held accountable. People lost their lives, and on top of that, you have proof that workers were told not to leave the facility. And I know that it's supposed to be safer to stay in a facility during a tornado, as they say. But if you don't have any shelter for them to stay, then how is it safer? So, a lot of questions need to be answered, and it starts with an investigation, and it should be with Jeff Bezos and Amazon, definitely.
Thanks, Ben. How could people support Amazon Labor Union, which is the group you're a leader of that's trying to get a union here?
Yeah, they can follow us on Twitter, Amazon Labor, also on Instagram, ALU, Amazon Labor Union, also TikTok. We just started our TikTok, Amazon Labor Union on TikTok as well.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.